Ladies and gentlemen, I know this is hard to believe and it's a difficult pill to swallow, but we are experiencing a homosexual shortage. There aren't enough gay people on television, and this is extremely concerning for our democracy. I do not know how people are going to learn how to be gay without these movies. More importantly, what is happening to our nation? I mean, there were a lot of efforts to be made. A lot of people have worked hard in order to promote these homosexuals, and now, as you can see, in 2025, most of them aren't going to make it. Now, what's interesting is that the article is kind of misleading. It sounds that bigotry is back on the menu, that this may be the fault of rising Christianity. Perhaps the assassination of Charlie Kirk caused a new reawakening in religion. No, the reason that more than half of these shows are going to be homosexual-less is due to the fact that they're being canceled. Like, in other words, nobody's watching them. So if nobody's watching them, I know this is difficult for the socialist brain to comprehend, but actors don't get paid, directors don't like being slaves, the special effects cost money, and so many of these shows are simply not getting renewed because the homosexuals themselves do not want to watch these shows. Seriously though, like I was told by social justice statisticians that there's around 10% LGBT folks in the world. And so, like, if all of them were to watch these shows, they would actually be in the black. But turns out that they themselves don't watch it. Now, what I also find fascinating is that there is a institution, right, like GLAAD, which is actually counting the gays in every show. I would like to point out that Cabrutus, I believe, did something similar where he was counting non-woke video games. And one of the standards was to count video games that have hyper-feminine women. Like, for example, if you were to apply it to movies, like how many movies have sweet Sydney Sweeney-like characters, right? Like heterosexual characters, big tits, beautiful face. If you did that, they would call you porn-obsessed, right? Like, they would call you a gooner. If you weren't aware, the definition of gooner means a straight man that is not ashamed of his sexuality. And so, if you count TV shows that have heteronormative relationships with beautiful women, that's gooners, right? And so, wouldn't we also assume, on the opposite side, that these people are obsessed with homosexual pornography? Like, if you end up, creating an institution that just counts, like, how many people take it up the butt in TV shows, well, isn't that an obsession with, like, homosexual pornography? Right? They get really upset when you point this out, or they pretend they don't understand, right? But in reality, it is the same shit. Like, if you actually want movies to be like in the 90s, maybe you want to see a pair of tits on TV like you saw in Spartacus, or in Game of Thrones, the first season. You're like, you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. Just fucking show it. They will say, you're a gooner, you're obsessed. But when you see a scene, like in The Boys, where a superhero gets mauled and gets into another man's pee hole and is literally inside the penis, and that's on TV, that's fine. That's not them being obsessed with homosexual pornography. They apply the same logic to video games. Like, if you have a scene like The Last of Us 2, where they literally turn the transgender woman around and, like, start smacking into her, it's one of the most vile and grotesque scenes that I've ever seen. That is progressive. That is beautiful. Like, even the game journalists like it. But when you have a video game with no sex scenes in it, like, for instance, Stellar Blade or Nikkei, they freak the fuck out, right? And so the answer is that they hate the market. They hate the fact that people have free will, and they hate the fact that people actually choose what they want to see. And it shows that the people that are pushing morality are actually in the extreme fringe minority, while everyone else is just looking for entertainment. Now, here's something else that's sad. If you're telling me that half of the shows that have homosexuals in it are getting canceled, the reality is actually far more grim. The reality is that half of the shows are getting canceled, period. Like, you don't have to add, and they have homosexuals, because, like, every single TV show that was made after 2018 has a gay couple in it. And I was actually like playing this game that I also discussed on my stream. Find the guy and you do it like this. The person says a blockbuster movie for the big screen that has gay characters in it, and the other person responds with a TV show that has gay characters in it. And you try to see like who runs out of titles. And what you end up finding is that there's almost no single blockbuster movie that has gay people in it, while there is absolutely no TV show that doesn't have gay people in it. And the reality is because, well, China pays its homophobia tax. Like blockbuster movies, they want them to become to be screened around the world, including China. And because China pays the homophobia tax, Hollywood never added gay people in it. However, TV shows, like, they're for internal consumption. And if they're for internal consumption, well, you need to watch it or else you're a bigot. And that's the entire marketing shtick. It's like, oh, well, if you don't like the movie, it's not because the plot is boring. It's not because they race swap some characters. No, it's because you're racist, you're homophobic. And they're banking on this accusation in order to spark a conversation on social media, get the product trending, and then make some money. Free advertisement, baby. You know, maybe have the New York Times, the Guardian mention the shit, and then hope that people are going to see it. And so when you realize this, when you understand that every single TV show has gay characters in it, and you realize that half of the characters are going to disappear, which is because half of the shows are getting canceled, you understand just how bad the industry is at. Like, they're basically saying half of the shows are getting canceled because no one is watching them. I mean, that's terrifying. It's terrifying if you care about culture and you understand that politics is downstream for culture, and you also understand that a lot of people are going to be incredibly sad because they have no entertainment. I don't even know, like, if they're going to recover from this. Like, take into account that Warner Brothers, which allegedly is supposed to offer competition to Netflix, is now being purchased by Netflix. And so the company that made so much slop that half of its stuff got canceled is now going to continue making slop with the IPs that they got from Warner Brothers. So, yeah, I'm not having my hopes up for the next couple of years when it comes to movies and TV shows. I am having my hopes up for video games, though, because, like, China seems to have entered the market. They did pay their homophobia taxes, so apparently they have a bigger fan base. South Korea as well, they created some nice games, so when it comes to video games, I have higher hopes. When it comes to movies and TV shows, maybe in 10 years. Let me know what you guys think, though. And as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.